Hey folks, thank you so much for tuning in every time. I am so grateful. I appreciate it and I don't take it for granted. Thank you very much. And again, this is me, your mental health clinician, Dr. Debbie. As you know, a psychiatric mental health clinician, doctor of nursing practice, based in the United States where I practice. Thank you so much. And this time around, is the time of Thanksgiving season in the United States. It's a time that is very important, to everyone in the United States. It's a time for families, loved ones, friends to gather together at this time of the year, to thank God, for God's goodness and kindness, preserving our lives and all the wins we've had from the beginning of the year. We started the year in January and going the stretch of the 11 months, which is now at the end of November. We just have 1 month remaining to end this year. So it's a very special time, for everyone to use the opportunity, to give thanks. And in the mood of that celebration, we share our win stories, our achievements, our challenges, how, we were able to overcome and win, and encourage one another, and have a lot of meals together, dishes, especially turkey at this time, is the like the protein of celebration, and then with all other goodies, around it. But it's a time, this time, especially for this year, it's a kind of mixed feelings because of crisis that is happening in some other parts of the country, especially in nation's capital, that we have a tragedy, I think, at the eve of Thanksgiving. It's really, really terrible, and my heart goes out to the family of those soldiers, that are keeping or keeping us safe, keeping the country safe, like sacrificing their patriotism, to serve their nation, and no one, to encounter, this type of tragedy. It's really painful. It's sad. Yeah, my heart goes to the family, and I pray they we have the soothing, power of God to heal their pain, their emotional pain at this time. It's really a difficult time for them, and my prayers, my heart is with them. And also, it's not only in the United States here, it's a time of challenging time we are living in other parts of the world as well. Crises, all over the place, and like people are waking up every day and thinking how, the essence, of living. Yeah, because it is, it's a wonderful thing, to be at peace, live in a peaceful environment, and without fear of being attacked or being harassed by anyone. But this time is really like such is becoming like an illusion, but supposed not to be. And this is, this type of violence is a kind of important attention, for mental health, because it's important. The government or the stakeholders want to know what is causing violence all over the place. Like I said, it's a kind of serious mental health concerns where there are cases, of violence that is impacting people's life, people's health. People are overwhelmed, high cases of anxiety, depression, mood disorder, and all kind of mental health concerns that you can think of at a time like this. Yeah. And also, when you think about the physical aspect, because it's affecting people emotionally, mentally, it affects them as well as physically, because they are afraid, to go out or do things, that we bring health impact. And you see people, their high blood pressure on the high rise, and some other physical challenges, as per physical health. So it's really a really difficult time, and And that is why it is very important to have this conversation, because it is an important aspect of mental health. When you talk about crisis, when you talk about violence, like I said, there's an undertone of mental health challenges when mental health concerns. And one of the factors that we can link to it is substance abuse. I've always been talking about it, like when there are so much, the high volume, of substances, illicit drugs, alcohol that people turn to, in the society when it becomes, free everywhere, and when people use that, it's like changes the circuit of the brain, and it impacts, the natural chemical, brain chemical that makes us to be human, to be able to think, our executive functions, and people are not able to be in control of their behavior. And that is why when we can be encountering something like this, so it is really important. Like drugs, substance, illicit drugs are not things that people should explore, like young folks, probably because of the economic situation. Globally there have been inflation, people are struggling, to make ends meet. But when you are intentional about your health, or like when you're out of control, out of touch, the illicit drug use can make people to become dangerous to themselves and dangerous to other people. There could be all other factors, but one of the very important factors of violence in any given society, given nation, or even the world in its entirety is because of free access that people have to drug use. Because as human, we have that center in our brain. We have the amygdala, we have the emotional center, we have the executive function, the prefrontal cortex, that process our thoughts, our thinking, and we are able to know, as an individual, as human being, decision making, to know that, oh, this is evil, this is bad, this is terrible. But because when with the use of illicit drugs, that control is taken out of the within the reach of human being. The brain just starts to malfunction, and not able to be in control. And that is when you see increases in violence. People's life matter to such people that deals with drugs anymore, because most of the time, if not for defense, or like in time of war or anything, like human beings, the nature of man is not to destroy another person, except for survival, like attack. So it's not ordinarily that you see people, innocent people, unprovoked. There is no reason why another human should be taking weapons to destroy the life of another one, unprovoked. And that is just one of the reasons of substance. So it's a very dangerous time at this time, and it is happening in different parts of the world. And that is why this talk is important about mental health. We need to be intentional about it, to talk about it among our young folks, that maybe out of curiosity, or because of difficult situation that they are going, or because of high expectation that they've set for themselves. Want to be the richest guy in history and all that, and they don't want to go through the normal process in life to acquire wealth. And the use of illicit drugs, substance use, alcohol, like I said, it impacts our judgment, it impacts decision making, and people could do things that are terrible to the life of others, to peaceful and safe safety environment and community, for people to thrive, and for the entire community, society, and nation, and the world at large, to be at peace and economic growth. So it is an important time to have this discussion about substance that that there should be like a kind of regulation checks, to people that are dealing, with such. And even as individual, that we should know that this do not benefit, it destroys. Because the brain, like I've always said, is very important vital organ in human. And when the way nature made it, is able to program, process, informations and activities and control, all other vital centers and organs in our body. But when it is being overpowered or overcrowded by the influence of drug, the natural functioning of the brain is shut down, and then it is the drug that takes over, and that could really be chaotic, like what we're experiencing in this time in different parts of the world. So it is and help is available, mental health help, and that is why I'm having this conversation. There help is available. Reach out, and then you can even check, online professionals that are able to work with you. Maybe you get hooked to it because of curiosity, because of peer pressure, because of situations that you are going through or what. But that is not the best part. That's not a good option. Yeah, it's not going to help anyone that is engaged in that or people around. It makes the world unsafe. Yeah, so at this time, it's important that we have this conversation, that we want our world to be safe, we want our community to be safe, we want our environment to be safe. And the purpose, of literacy, health education that I gave as health professional in mental health is, for the health of everyone, for the overall wellness of everyone, that we are well emotionally, we are well physically, we are well mentally, and we can be happy together. And that is when we can make our community, our society, our family, as an individual, and our world a safe place that we can grow economically, we can achieve. The brain is a very dynamic, very unique, organ that is able, to do anything. Like, even talking about AI, yes, AI can help, like in your productivity, but there are certain thinking or reasoning that the AI is not able to do. And we've been seeing, even some errors, of AI, because the human interactions, AI is not able to do that. And that is why you need, like therapy or mental health support, from professionals. The human interaction that we are created, to work together as human, yeah, to connect together, to interact together positively. That is what will make us as individuals to be happy and fulfilled, and also our environment too to be safe. And we can impact, one another, kind of synergy that when we work together, positively, we're able to achieve and win together, and make life, enjoyable for one another. It's me, your mental clinician. I hope you learned something, that it is important, the overall wellness of every one of us. And you can check my bio, to learn more, to connect. And I hope, we make our world a safe place, our community a safe place, and our family as well, that we are an individual to reckon with, because we are contributing our part to make life, positive, livable, impactful for one another. It's me, your mental clinician again, Dr. Debbie. Until I come your way again, have a good one. Bye.